Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie just coming at you with a little video. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back again. Um, you know, as you guys may notice, I don't come on here often anymore or as much as I used to. And it's nothing to do with, anyone else really. It has everything to do with me. And I've been trying to figure out why I have been so disillusioned by this platform or this type of content in this area. And I realized that I'm disillusioned by this content or by the format of which I was drawn into and choose to be entertained by, is because one thing I don't like. What's up, RJ Supreme? How you doing, baby? One thing I don't like is a liar. One thing I don't like is to be played with, and one thing I don't like is my time to be wasted. And over the past, I should say, year and a half since I was been on here doing, being in part of the mess, because like I said, I can be honest with myself, being part of the mess and being engaged in mess that goes on here, a lot of stuff has failed by the waistline. I can't blame anyone else. I can't blame anything else but myself. I can't um say it's the fault of or this and the third. What's up, Big Set? How you doing, baby? I made a conscious decision to be involved in the mess, which got me to be disillusioned, you know what I'm saying, and become unmotivated to do what I need to do in order for me to be the person that I wanted to be. And I was caught up for about a year and a half with this mess. And I tried to say little things and make videos and stuff like that to try to switch and change my mindset from what it was. And you constantly hear people say, um, well, this is just entertainment. When this goes off, I shut it down. But yet, um, I'm working on a couple of things. But you hear people say, oh, this is when I shut this down, I turn it off. But the reality is, you don't turn it off because you allow people to send you stuff. You allow people to look at stuff. You looking up stuff. You trying to research the reads, the roast, and the gags in order for when you come on here, you have it at your disposal. So do you really turn things off when you turn off the cameras, when you turn off the platform, the format in which you choose to quote unquote entertain, if you can call it entertain people? And that's why you have to see the title, Lying to Oneself. Because when you lie to yourself, you can't tell anyone else the truth because you don't know the truth. You don't understand the truth. You can't recognize the truth. You are not sitting in the truth with yourself. You're lying to yourself, so that's why it makes it so easy for you to lie to everyone else that you speak to. And one thing, what's up, Lisa? How you doing, baby? And one thing that I have always tried to do is be truthful with myself, truthful with others, and that way I can constantly just be myself. And that's why I can come to you right now and say that I was caught up in the nonsense and the mess. You know what I'm saying? Going from video to video, trying to figure out what's going on. When in reality is, it really doesn't matter to me. I really don't care one iota about anyone on here who is constantly involved in mess. I really truly don't. And I said that previously, but I want people to understand that really when I hear something, well, it's not. I hear a lot of, like I said, I watch a lot of stuff. I hear a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff. I've seen things, and I really don't care enough to comment on it or to talk about it or to bring that type of energy into my circle of happiness, I should say. You know, you see people talking about what someone else did. You hear people talk about what happened 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years ago with someone else, as if it really matters to you. How does it change what you're going through? How does it change what you're doing in your life? You're lying to yourself saying that, you're happy, you're comfortable, you're this and you're that, while putting someone else down. And in reality, all I see is you're putting someone else down to try to lift yourself up, to put yourself in a position or in a place where you think that you are better than, that you are more than. And the reality is, regardless of our socioeconomic situations or financial situations, we're pretty much all the same. Some may have a little bit more, some may have a little bit less. But in reality, we are all the same. Some people may be living in a boarding house, some people may be living in a palatial mansion. But when you choose to put someone else down to lift yourself up, you're no better off than the person that you're trying to put down. You're no better than the person that you're talking about. Good, bad, and indifferent, especially if you are discussing people or talking bad about people unprovoked. When you are talking mess about someone unprovoked and you call that entertainment, how does that make you better than someone else? See, a lot of people on here going to say this is a show. They put on a show. They get their show together, this and the third. No content, mind you, just a show. And I dare to ask anyone, if you know what a show actually is, if you turned on your TV, those of you who still have TVs and watch TV, and if you turned on your favorite show, let's say an old show, let's say the Cosby Show, and all that show did was talk about, what was the big rival between the Cosby Show? All the show did was talk about Cheers. You remember Cheers, the show about the bar? All the Cosby Show did was make fun of, talk about Cheers. Would you find that entertaining? Or after a while, and vice versa, Cheers talked about the Cosby Show. So all these shows that's vying for this time slot and these views in this time slot, all they did was talk about each other. That's all they did. Would you not wonder, what do you have to offer? Would you not wonder, what is your purpose? What is your premise? What is it that you want me to know about you? What is it that you're trying to show me about you? Thus far, all you're doing is tell me about somebody that you think is your competition. All you're doing is showing me that you are so caught up in what someone else is doing that you can't find yourself. You're not willing to show yourself. You're not willing to engage the audience with who you are. Some people label themselves a comedian on here. This is comedy for them. If you ever actually been to a comedy show, a live comedy show, or watched a comedy show, or watched a comedy special, the comedian on stage is not talking about any person that's not on stage with them or in that audience. What they're giving you is their perspective on the world that they have walked through, that they live in. That's what a comedian does. A comedian brings you into their world, how they see things. You don't see Tiffany Haddish talking about S'more or Adele. Adele, the black comedian, not Adele, the singer. You don't see Tiffany Haddish talking about Linnell, or vice versa. Linnell talking about Tiffany Haddish because, that's all she could talk about. Because right now Tiffany Haddish has a bigger name than Linnell does. They're giving you their view on the world as they see it. They may throw in a little word or two about someone else because they have an opinion about that, but that's not their whole set. When you're so caught up in lying to yourself, when you're so caught up in trying to hide who you are, hide how people see you, that's when you find all this nonsense going on that we experience on here. Worry about who went to jail. Worry about who has a court case. Worry about who does this, who does that. How does that relate to you? What's up, Tito? How you doing, baby? How does that relate to you? How does that affect you in your personal life, in your real life? How does that affect you here on this YouTube life that you created for yourself? When you're so used to lying to yourself and lying to people, hiding who you are, trying to trying to deceive people for what you want them to think you are, it becomes easier and easier and easier for you to try to hide and lie and disguise and do things of that nature. And that's what made me so disillusioned about this situation. That's why I don't come on here as often as I may want to or may like. Because it's like only a few people truly get it. I understand people say that well, this is a form of escapism and where you want to get away from all the craziness and traumas and craziness of this world that's going on right now, from the pandemic to the pending war and the high prices, the low wages, the high gas prices, the high food costs, all these other things, was not. But putting your head in the sand, and I'm saying this is proverbial sand right here, watching people tear down each other, but yet you want things to be better for you. You want people to believe that you're living this great life when we're all going through the same things. We all are facing the pandemic's outbreaks and things of that nature. The backlash or the downfall of things like that. We're all facing higher gas prices. We're all facing higher food costs, food shortages, supply shortages, and things of that nature. But but instead of us dealing with it, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and talking about our fears and our this and our that, was not giving people a perspective of who we are. We choose to down each other, break down each other, cuss out each other, insert ourselves into things that have nothing to do with us just to embarrass our next person. And we wonder why the society is what it is. And you wonder why we as a people are where we are. Because we're constantly lying to ourselves, acting as though nothing is bothering us, nothing is affecting us. And all I see is that people are affected. Because you can't hide so hard and so vile with your words if you're truly okay. If you're truly all right, if you're truly, you know, as happy as you say you are, or as content as you say you are, or as lifted up as you say you are, and do such vile things, unless you are just a vile person. And that's okay too. And when I'm saying this, I'm not saying it to judge anyone. I'm saying it because I want people to start being honest with themselves. There's a lot of things going on in this world, especially for us as people of color, that affects us. And when we don't recognize it, when we don't deal with it, we're not honest about it. It manifests itself in the destruction and the divisiveness that we have been witnessing, at least just on here. And as I always say, this YouTube thing, this little microcosm of people that we have grown attached to on here, is just a small part of what's really going on in the world. All we're doing is just becoming a closer, well, this right here for me, I should say, speak for myself, is a closer view of what's going on at large in society. The divisiveness, the destructiveness, the vileness, the ugliness. There's some good parts, there's some good people. But for the most part, people are not willing to show that because they don't want to see that as a weakness. They don't want you to see that as a weakness. They don't want you to see that as, you know, I'm vulnerable. And you don't need to do it by coming on camera crying and drunk and on all the other craziness that goes on here. Nor do you need to do it by talking about people like a dog and trying to expose somebody for their flaws. It would be nice for people to show some type of humanity towards their fellow person. And if you don't like that person, take a page out of my book. Don't talk about them. Don't watch them. Don't view them. We wonder why society is going down is because people think that by showing the darkest part of someone else, it enlightens you. But when you realize that you're no different than that person that you're talking about, you are truly viewed no differently than someone else that you're talking about in a disparaging way. It may change. Hey, sis, how you doing, baby? It may change how you view yourself. And if you're willing to stop lying to yourself, if you're willing to look at yourself truly for the person that you are portraying yourself to be, not what you want people to see you as. Because I've always said this. I hear what you don't say. I see what you don't want me to see. I do those things because I see it within myself. I know my good, I know my bad, I know my indifferent. And I have to admit, I have shown you guys some of my bad, some of my good, and a lot of my indifference. I don't hide who I am from you guys. Now, I don't show you everything because it's none of your business. But I don't hide myself from you guys because I don't hide myself from myself. I know my flaws. I know my indifferences. I know my good. I know my bad. I'm in touch with who I am to the point to where if I don't want to be involved, I disengage. And that's what I've been doing for the past several months. Slowly disengaging because I realize that this is not what I want to be. I don't care who's in jail. I don't care who has bad skin. I don't care about those things because guess what? It truly, honestly, really do not affect me in my real life. What affect me is paying damn near $4 for gas and having to drive, 50 miles to and from work. That affects me. It affects the fact how I spend my money. It affects how I choose to eat and buy my food. So worry about who's not eating on here. I don't care. Worry about who's living somewhere less than what people consider quality of life. Have nothing to do with me. Because I'm trying to make sure that I continue to live the way I want to live. I've watched people on here. I'll be in the bushes, and it's like it's on repeat from 6 months ago. It's on repeat from a year ago. It's on repeat from 2 years ago. And they really think they be getting down. I can only take in the same minutia for so long before I get tired of it. That's just me being me. I can only take in the same vileness and the same divisiveness for so long before I personally get tired of hearing about it. Same day, same shit. And it makes no sense to me how recycling the same stuff over and over and over and over again. People don't realize that you're no different. If you haven't moved on and moved past what it was that bothered you, you're stuck. You can say it's entertainment all you want to. But like I said, if you're doing that on here, I can imagine what you're doing in your real life. I can imagine how it's affecting you and hindering you in your real life. I told you at the beginning of this broadcast right here, I could have been doing a lot of other stuff besides being involved in the mess that was going on here. And that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months when y'all don't see me on here as often as I used to be. When I say this is just change for me, this is gas money and a snack for the week, it truly is. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone because I'm not better than anyone. I'm just a little different. I think a little differently. I don't mind looking at my flaws. I don't mind reevaluating my life. Hey, Marie, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? Mwah. I don't mind reevaluating my life. I don't mind reevaluating my situations and my circumstances and my decisions that I've made. And being honest with myself to say, this works for me, that doesn't work for me. This worked for me at one point in time. No, it no longer works for me now. And discarding it and moving past it and building the blocks that help me be my better self, my best self, regardless of what someone else may think, regardless of what someone else may feel, regardless of how someone else may see me. It has nothing to do with the individuals outside of myself and outside of my circle. It has everything to do with me, how I'm communicating with myself, how I'm communicating with others that is tangible to me. If people learn something from it, if someone learns something from it, if someone takes something from it, that's great. But the main purpose of me talking and discussing and reevaluating myself is for me to gain something, for me to understand what it is that I need to be doing. That's best for me. It's not about, saying, being YouTube famous or YouTube known or YouTube popular or social media popular, or whatever the case may be. If y'all notice, even on my community page was not, I've been sharing stuff that I find funny. I've been sharing people that I find funny. I've been sharing things that I find funny, that I find entertaining. What I think what true entertainment is. I've always said it's not entertaining to sit back and listen to someone dog out someone else. That's not talent to me. That's not commentary to me. That's divisiveness, that's ugliness, that's craziness. Like I said, especially unwarranted and unprovoked. You know, just to jump on a bandwagon and talk about somebody else now, or talking about something that because that's what's popular right now, or that's what's being talked about right now. That's not talent. That's bandwagons. You jumping on the bandwagon was not because you know that that would get you some numbers at this present moment in time. What are your true thoughts, your true feelings? Give me some insight about what you're thinking about, how you feel. Let's have real conversations. Let's have real discussions. Let's have real understanding of who you are. I don't know. I'll say I don't get it, but I really don't get it. I really don't understand it. And that's very true, Marie. That's very true. And that's what the thing is, they think they don't show us that. But when you all hear 3 or 4 times a day talking about someone that have nothing to do with you, that you won't come in contact with or won't see, won't do anything like that. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I was choking for a second. But when you're on here 3 or 4 times a day talking about people that you don't have anything in quote unquote common with, but yet they're your commentary. Every time you come on here, you mention the same people's names. You're doing the same thing for a reaction. And then your excuse says, oh, they mentioned me, so therefore I mention them. How old are you? Who raised you? You have not learned at these grown, overgrown ages that we are. Some things are best left where they are. What's up, J Boss? How you doing? You don't have to acknowledge everything that is done, everything that is said. You don't have to engage with everything. It's not worth it. You know, it's not called for. It doesn't make you look weak. It doesn't make you look soft. Because the reality is, a lot of people on here, what's not when they meet up with someone, what they're going to do? Absolutely nothing. Yell and scream, hold me back, hold me back. I ain't hold you nothing. I want to see what you're going to do. How bad are you? You have all this bravado, all this air in your chest and in your lungs when you're online behind a screen. I want to see what you're going to do in person. Are you really as stupid as I think you are? Are you really as silly and childish as I think you are? That you're going to allow someone's words that have nothing to do with you, that you say that you're not, cost you and affect you. Stop lying to yourself. You are no different than who you're talking about. You are no different than who you're constantly engaging with. And some people may not like this. Some people may like it. Some people may think that I'm talking about them. If you think I'm talking about you, then I am. But I mentioned no one's name because it affects all of us. We all do it. I've told you guys that I've been doing it for the past year and a half. I was engaging with people that I know damn well I wouldn't engage with in real life. I was talking to people and talking about people was not that I know damn well I will look at and walk by and not see them in real life. Call me uppity, call me arrogant, call me whatever you want to call me, but that's the truth of the matter. You see, I can tell the truth to y'all because I can tell the truth to myself. The majority of people on here, I will not engage with in real life, to be honest with you. That's true, but it doesn't mean that as the adult in the room, you're still not going to tell them. That's very true, Marie. But it doesn't mean as the adult in the room, you still shouldn't say, don't play with your food. Regardless if they're going to do it or not. You're the adult in the room. You have the solid mind in the room. You have the clear thought in the room. You have the experience and the expertise of knowing that when you play with your food, it may no longer be good. And you're wasting something. So it doesn't mean just because they're going to do it regardless, you're not going to tell them not to do it. But that's very true. Someone has to be the adult on this thing. Someone has to be the voice of reason. Someone has to be, you know, saying the person with clear thought and clear purpose. It's so different because I heard a lot also people saying, "Oh, I remember when it was fun and when it was good." Da, da, da. What's fun about talking about somebody? What's fun about breaking someone's down, breaking someone's spirit down? What's fun about that? Especially when they haven't engaged you. Oh well, I wish you could get back to where it used to be. Well, it gets that way by you not acknowledging and rewarding bad behavior. By lying to yourself, saying that you're different than everyone else. Lying to yourself, saying that you don't enjoy it, but yet constantly watching. Every time someone comes on that's talking about somebody else, whatever, they got thousands of views. But yet everyone's saying they don't want to see it no more. They tired of it. Are you really tired of it? Then why are you watching it? Why are you engaging it? You're not tired of it. You enjoy it because it takes you out of the space that you're in real life. Let's just keep it real. And especially when you're in the chat, amening, you want to be engaged. You want to be a part of it. You want to keep it going. Stop lying to yourself. Because when you make it so easy for you to lie to yourself, how easy do you think that is going to be to lie to me and to everyone else? The only difference is I'm not engaging with it. I don't care about it. Because I see by your actions. That's why when people say, "Oh, well, I'm mean and I'm rude and I'm all nasty, this and that," because I say I don't do apologies. I don't give them, nor do I accept them. Because an apology to me is a lie. An apology is a lie. Because you meant what you did. You meant what you said when you did it and when you said it. Now you can have a change of heart now, after the fact. But in the moment that you did it and said it, you meant what you did and said. Because I know I did. No matter how hurtful and harmful, especially when I meant for it to be hurtful and harmful. Oh, yes, I meant that. See, that's me being honest with myself. So I can be honest with others. If I said something to hurt your feelings and I meant to do that, I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save everybody. I'm just saying. You don't spoke a word then, baby. You don't spoke a word then. And that's the whole point I'm getting at. We're talking about people who means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm saying in a bad way or I'm better than, but in the whole scheme of things, who cares? Who really cares? How does it affect you in your real life? Now, if you have something going on in your real life, it shouldn't affect you. It doesn't affect me. But when you have absolutely nothing going on in your life, regardless of where you work, how much money you think you have or say you have, why does it matter? Who did what to who? Why does it matter? It doesn't. Not to me. I don't care one way or the other who did what to who. If someone shot someone killed someone ran somebody over with a car, someone stabbed someone, I don't care. People get shot, stabbed, run over by cars all day long. How does it affect me? Unless I'm the one being stabbed, shot, and ran over by a car. It doesn't matter. It's all fodder for clicks and views and nonsense. And the reality is, you're still going to be in your situation that you're in. You're still going to be living the same way you live, and you're still going to be struggling. If you're struggling, if you're not struggling, you're still not going to be struggling. It doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. No one that is in this sector, let's keep it real now. Let's be honest. Let's have a conversation. We don't have a conversation about it. No one in this section is living a luxurious life based on YouTube. No one in this section is living a luxurious life based on YouTube. And if anyone knows anyone who's living a luxurious life based on YouTube, Cash Apps, PayPals, Venmos, Super Chats, please put their name in the chat because I don't know anybody who's living a luxurious life in this sector based on YouTube. The back, the bottom. Now, I know people who are living luxurious lives off of YouTube and social media, but they're not in this section. They're not in this sector. I know people who's living great lives, who actually can stop working, who live in lavish homes based on social media and the endorsements they have and the brand deals they have. But they're not in this sector. They're not talking about each other in this one small sector. I'm just saying. Marie, we're being honest, aren't we? See the title? Lying to oneself. If I want to mince my words because it may sound mean, I'm not being honest with myself. If I feel that this is the bottom of YouTube, I'm going to say that. And that's the problem. We're so busy trying to be nice and being pleasant and not hurting anyone's feelings by telling the truth that we're accepting anything from anyone and everyone while trying to be nice. And I'm not trying to be mean per se because I'm not calling anyone out per se, but hell, I'm at the bottom of YouTube because I'm over here. You know, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm this upper echelon person and I'm this da da da. No, I'm here as well at the bottom of YouTube. At least when the makeup gurus are fighting, they're making money. At least when the kids and the toy, well, the parents for the kids and the kids toy sector was not are fighting with each other, they're making money. When the mukbangers are fighting with each other, was not saying people's food look nasty and the recipes aren't this and third. They're making money. What are we making over here? Noise. We are making noise over here. That's it. Causing confusion. Being delusional. Making a couple hundred to a couple $1,000s a month. Like that's something. In this day and age, you can't live off of that. You're not balling off a couple $1,000s a month. If this is your only source of income, you're not living a lavish life based on, you know what I'm saying, YouTube. The Beverly Hills, they're making money. Peach's Peach, what's her name? Peach whatever her name is, she making money. Kibbles and Bits, exactly right. Kibbles and Bits. There are lots of black people are making money off of YouTube and social media. Living lavish lives. But what they're doing, they're giving you them. They're giving you them. They're being honest about who they are, what their lifestyle is, what their lifestyle was, how doing social media changed their lives. They're being honest. But when you're so big and so big of hiding who you are and lying to yourself and lying to others, you're constantly going to be stuck. You are constantly going to be stuck. Y'all like the video if y'all want to. Y'all don't have to be upset because I'm telling the truth. You don't have to. You like the video. You don't have to be upset because I'm talking about possibly some of your faves. That's the problem. You're so big. You're so busy trying to uplift wrong and uplift bullshit that you don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to hear something that may hurt, something that may help you change the way you think, the way you move. You're so used to people lying to you, telling you that you're pretty, that you're smart, that you're important, but not realizing that you're not so pretty. You're not so smart. You're not so important to anyone but yourself. And really, and the reality is, if you understood that, you would know that that's the only thing that really matters. That you think that you are pretty, that you think that you are smart, that you think that you are important. It doesn't matter what the outside world think of you. If you think it, you're going to portray it, and they're going to see it. They have no choice but to see it. Why do you think people have told me that I was arrogant? Because how I carry myself. You're not going to break me down. You're not going to make me think some way about myself that I don't feel about myself. You can't. You don't have that power. We're so used to giving our power to someone else that they have the power to build you up and break you down. Oh, all these numbers. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not important. As soon as the numbers start slipping, as the numbers start falling, you back to where you were. You back to what you was doing to get those numbers back to where it is. You have to go further. You have to go deeper. You have to go more vile, more treacherous, more nasty. You know how many times I heard people on here say, "Oh, when I get my 1,000, I'm gonna change my content." I know I'm the one who heard that, right? Oh, when I get my 1,000, I'm gonna do this. When I get my 1,000, I'm gonna do that. When I get monetized, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You not realize that the reason why you are monetized is because you're doing the vile, nasty stuff that you've been doing. So you can't go back to trying to be Mr. Nice Guy, Mrs. Nice Guy, girl, I should say. Girl. You have to continue to put out the vile material that you put out in order for you to get those numbers, or those numbers are going to drop. You know, I've never been the one who wanted to get hundreds of thousands of people over here. Because I'm not willing to do anything and everything to get that. I'm not willing to sell my soul. I'm not willing to, bypass my conscience. Mm. You know, you're not going to see me doing stuff that I don't want to do on here just because I know that it would get me numbers. I'm good with being me. I work 6 days a week for a reason. I have to tell my jobs. I have 2, 3 jobs because that's my fuck you policy. At any point in time that I say or want to say fuck you and walk out, I will. It is what it is. And every job that I have, I can sustain my lifestyle with one of them. So me having multiple of them allows me to live the way I want to live and act the way I want to act. And everyone knows I need a job, but I don't need this job. And if I choose to stop working and concentrate on my talents, that will sustain me without a job. That will become my job if I chose that. But the fact that y'all offer insurance and 401ks, I'm here. Working for myself don't give me 401ks. Don't give me medical things of that nature. My talent is what my passions are, what I choose to do. You know what I'm saying? When I got time to do that. But for now, I don't mind working for someone else. But when I choose to stop doing that, I will. See, that's another truth that I tell myself. That I can tell any person or any employer that I work for. It just is what it is. But yeah, you guys, I just want to because I mean I was just thinking about this, whatever, and like we really do. Well, a lot of people really do lie to themselves and wonder why they're in the situations that they're in. Wonder why the circumstances of their life is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Like you have to really be able to look within yourself to see. You know, what I'm saying, what is it that's best for you. You're right. A lot of people like being the center of mess. They would want to be the center of controversy. They want to be the center of conversation. It doesn't matter if the conversation is good or bad. As long as they're part of it, they don't mind it. And you also think I posted on my community page about best friend. His name is Pat. Whatever his name is, he's on my community page. You hear that? You hear that? Best friend, I don't hear nothing. Just listen. I don't hear nothing. That's right. That's some bitches keep my name out their mouth. I love that. That's just so funny when I saw that. I'm like, that's exactly it. People say, "Oh, well, you irrelevant." I'll be irrelevant. I'll be not talked about. I'll be sad. I'll be all these other things. Was that while you struggling and striving to seek attention, not knowing who you are, selling your soul to the highest cash apper or super chatter or Venmo or whoever the case may be. I'm still doing me with all my dignity, integrity, pride, and everything else. While you're just, I'm saying, gradually being chipped away because you're selling your soul to the highest bidder, to the higher amount of views. I'm just saying. But y'all need to get ready for work. I want to come to y'all really quick. I haven't been here for a minute, and you know what I'm saying? It may be another while before I come back. You know what I'm saying? It all depends. But you know, I'll be around. I'll be posting stuff on my community page. You know what I'm saying? Funny stuff, inspirational stuff, food stuff. Yeah. This your boy Food Junkie, you guys. I love you guys. But as always, it's not important that I love you guys. It's important that you love yourself. Call me Ghost. Love someone else. Respect yourself. And definitely respect someone else. Y'all, try your best not to lie to yourself. Because when you do, you make it easier for you to lie to others. Love you guys. Y'all have a great day. Y'all be safe. And enjoy your weekend, please. Enjoy your weekend. Don't get caught up in this mess. Until next time, y'all, I'm out. Peace.